I love when people are like, oh, you're so lucky you get to do these things. You're so lucky you've got this far, you blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, luck? What luck? I train by myself 6 days a week. I'm the one doing all my work. Like, you don't see it, right? Like, and anyone who's successful in anything, you don't see the work that they're putting in. Luck is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You might have luck if you walk into the right room at the right time and someone happens to be there, but you have to have done everything to get to that point.
Welcome to the Calgary Sessions. This is episode number 175. I'm your host, Jeff Humphreys. Before I get into it today, if you like the show, please subscribe, leave a review, just do something. Please and thank you. Today's guest, some dude sent me a DM like, I don't know, 2 months before you and I connected, and I can't remember his name. And
Okay.
he's connected to you somehow, but he's like, you know who would be a good guest is this person. Anyways, I kind of forgot about it, and next thing you know, you and I connect. So please name and who you are.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I'm Kayti Simonson, and I am a born and raised Calgary townie.
Amazing.
Yeah, one of the few.
And like I told you earlier, I don't do any research on anybody. So it's always cool to sit across from another fellow Calgarian because I'm also born and raised. So it's cool it's not rare, but it always just makes things a little more interesting.
It's a little bit rare.
Yeah, as this thing's gotten so big, yeah, there's like less of us for sure. But it's always cool to, as I listen to these stories, because I can probably connect with a bunch of things, whether it's places or times or things. So it's pretty cool to hear born and raised Calgarians tell their story, because I think there's so many little connecting points all over the place.
I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen one of these?
I've seen Instagram clips.
Oh, so you haven't seen the full one?
No, I haven't.
Okay, great. So you have like no idea what's about to happen.
Oh, God. It's like a dragon about to appear from behind the curtain.
Chris is coming back. So take this thing back. Take it as far back as you want to go.
Okay.
Where you grew up, how you grew up, parents, siblings, school, work.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of drag our way to where you are today. So some people go back to when they're like 7 years old. Some people go back to where they're 2, kind of whatever it starts for you. Go back as far as you want to go. And then we'll just kind of drag you to where you are today and all the things you're into and what you're up to. So walk it back.
Fun. Okay. Well, I'm the oldest of 2 siblings. I have a younger sister. And we, grew up, born and raised Calgary in the West. It was great. I mean, I look at society now and see how different kids' lives are versus what mine was. Like, we never came home. We were just down the road at the park always. And it was amazing. I was falling off things constantly. I was climbing things constantly. I broke my arm when I was, I want to say 5, thinking I could fly. Turns out I can't fly. Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow. And
It was simple, right?
yeah, it was beautiful. It was amazing. You don't realize how good you have it until you look back now and you think, dear God, this 8-year-old is super upset they don't have an iPhone. So life growing up was, pretty sweet from that perspective. Spent a lot of time in the mountains. That's where I feel most grounded, most at peace. I find if I'm ever avoiding going to the mountains, then that's when I need to go the most because I'm choosing not to deal with something that I should probably deal with, whether I know what it is or not. Yep. So the mountains are my happy place. Definitely.
Did your parents take you out there? Like,
yes.
Why early connection to it? Like, what was do you know why they would drag you guys out there?
My dad was born and raised in Golden. So he is a mountain boy through and through. I mean, so he graduated high school. I mean, his career now is incredible, but when I say he graduated high school, it sounds like he's, not intelligent, which is so far from the truth. But I don't know how he graduated because he just spent his entire life sitting on the side of a mountain. He'd take his horse, ride into the mountains for a week, hunt, fish, camp, do his thing, and then, appear back at some point. So that's, I think, where my love of the mountains came from. He really instilled that in me. There's something so humbling about the mountains because if it's a battle between you and the mountain, chances are the mountain's going to win, which I really, really love. So growing up, spent a lot of time out there. And then around 13, I discovered sports. And that is when I think everything changed.
when they say discovered it, were they just kind of like letting you try things, or were you trying to like, would they just give you opportunities? You just go try something, or how'd the introduction work?
Yeah, I think that's actually a good way to put it. My parents were very hands off in the sense that it was all about playing. Do your thing, play, enjoy life, be a kid. Especially, I know that a lot of parents are like, "Oh, you're 5, okay, pick up the hockey stick. It's time to become a pro or NHL player," right? So I didn't have that. It was junior high when my school started to have organized sports. So like you had the junior team and then the senior team in junior high school and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, this is super interesting. I am full of piss and vinegar, have way too much energy, and I love all things competitive. I was racing other kids at like 4 years old, right? I just love to compete. So discovering that, I was like, okay, season volleyball, basketball, badminton, soccer, track. That's how kind of the year went. I was like, I'm just going to keep going from thing to thing to thing. And yeah, my dad was like, all right, do it, all of it, whatever you want to do, full support, get after it. I cried a lot about being uncoordinated at the outset because I couldn't figure out why everyone else was so much better than me, even though they were years older. But yeah, figuring out that coordination takes time was fun.
That competitive thing, like when you're racing people at 4, I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Where does it come from? Like, is it, and for me, I'll give you context around me. So I'm the oldest, I got a younger brother, younger sister.
Okay.
I have this like weird, I think the story I told last time was I have this weird competitive juice in me when I'm riding my bike in the mornings. If I see like another biker up there, it's like instantly, without even thinking, like my thing, I just like start clicking gears and I catch them.
Yeah.
It's just in me, and it's not an ego thing. It's not like I'm not trying to prove anything to myself. It's just I have this like
Urge.
Competitive edge to go get it.
Yeah.
Do you know where it comes from?
I think that it's innate. I think it's a fire. You either have it or you don't. I think that you can train your competitive edge so that you can be as mentally sound and dialed in as possible, but either it's there or it's not. I don't think that it comes from any one place. Like if you just love to compete, I think that there's something inside you that just loves to feel the burn, and the pain and the challenge, and you just live off that. You're constantly chasing it.
Do your siblings, either one of your siblings, have it?
No, just the one sister. No, I mean, she's amazing, and she's, I think, competitive in different ways, but athletically, no, I wouldn't say so. It just, I find, and not with her specifically, but with people that are either super competitive or not, if someone's like, oh yeah, I'm really competitive, but I never pursued anything competitive athletically, I'm like, well, are you really competitive? Because you would have tried. Like, because you can't not try. When you're super competitive, you can't not try. I can't speak for her. I think that she probably would have liked to have had more opportunities maybe to be an athlete, but she's so talented in so many other ways that her path was just a different path.
It's always interesting just to like, same family, same upbringing, same genetics, you know,
Totally.
And it's just there's just that slight little change.
Yeah, like I will kill myself in a competition. In training, like I will let my lungs bleed. Like I will choke on my own blood if that's what it takes. My dad is like that. I don't know of anyone else in my family that is.
Did you know that early? Did you watch your dad do things as a youngster that might have allowed you to figure that out? Or now that you're kind of, you know, you can reflect back and understand that your dad was an animal and did all sorts of things?
I think so, but not in the way that I would see him compete as an athlete. I think that he showed me that based on just his character, he is someone who places integrity above absolutely everything. And he will stand in that no matter how bad the storm is. And I think seeing that modeled it in kind of the same but different way. He was a boxer growing up. He played all the sports. He freestyle mountain climbed, which is absolutely terrifying to me. And then he was a detective for years. So he for all intents and purposes, is a fighter through and through. And I think I got that. So it wasn't necessarily athletics, but it's the lifestyle, the mindset, the approach to challenges.
Did he sit you down and talk about all that? Or was it just like watching? And he just allowed you to go experience things?
Both.
Yeah.
If I had questions or if I was confused about something or if I saw something I didn't understand and there was, I guess, gaps, he would fill in those gaps, whether it was with just an understanding as a human or personal examples. So I would say both, which was probably the best way to do it. Yeah.
And the reason I'm on here is just, I find it fascinating to understand how people learn at a young age, and whether it's being sat down and said things, whether it's life things or whatever it is, or you just sit back and watch and learn by yourself, and then it kind of puts you on a path.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was ruthlessly honest with me at all times.
Perfect.
Which I think was fantastic because I always just got it straight, and it removed ambiguity in the sense that I never had to kind of wonder or go around some convoluted path to figure out the answer, get to the destination. It was, if you do this, this will happen. And it just, the simplicity that came from it helped me avoid making a lot of mistakes.
Junior high, doing all the sports, doing all the things. Was it like your sole focus sport? Like, was it just kind of like that was who you are? People knew you as that?
Probably. Yeah, that was probably my reputation junior high and high school, was the athlete, which I'm totally cool with. I mean, I went to a private school, so it was, I think I graduated with 60 kids, which is a very small school. And high school, junior high, none of it's necessarily easy. Being an athlete was really great for me because it gave me an outlet for my energy, gave me something to work towards, but also helped me develop all those skills that you develop as an athlete. And I played soccer and ran track outside of school. So I was fortunate to also build a friend group in a different community, which I think gave me some balance because sometimes junior high, high school can be an unfriendly place.
For sure.
And I had a world outside of it. So when things weren't great in school, I had somewhere else I could go.
Yep. Did school come naturally to you? Like smart, easy, good grades? Or where'd that fit?
I love to learn. I'm a huge nerd. It came naturally to me if I was paying attention, but I've had to work hard for sure to get good grades, get my degrees. It comes naturally because I love to learn, but I can't just sit in a class, listen to the lecture, and then all of a sudden get a straight A. Like I'm working for it for sure.
Did you have a plan coming out of high school? Like, did you know what the next step was? Did you have ideas? Did you have goals? Like, what were you thinking coming to high school besides just like, get me out of here?
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed high school. I had a good time. I got to play on all the teams. I captained the teams. I had sports outside of school. Like, I had a good time, but I always felt like there was more. So yeah, I had a plan for sure. I've wanted to be a lawyer since I was 13. So that's...
No way.
Right? Yeah, this precocious little 13-year-old. Excuse me, I'm going to argue for a living. Thank you.
Where does that come from? Why was it, you like light up when you say it, but like, why was it so laser clear at 13?
I learned what a lawyer was, and I played a lot of chess with my dad growing up. And the concept of being a lawyer, and I didn't understand the difference between a barrister and solicitor. So I didn't understand that some people deal with businesses and contracts and whatnot, and other people deal with litigation where they're arguing on behalf of someone or something. So I only learned about the litigation side at that point, and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. That's like being an athlete, but with my mind. And it reminded me of chess because it's all moves and counter moves. So it clicked. I mean, at the same time, I was like, I'm also going to be a professional athlete. So, both, of course, as a 13-year-old plans out. But it just seemed so awesome and logical. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Interesting though, right? At a young age to figure that out. And then it actually like plays out, but like, so when you come out of high school, you had the marks to go do the thing? Like what were your steps after high school?
So when I started running track at a competitive level, at a national level, I learned about scholarships to the US. And I realized that if I worked hard enough, I could get a scholarship to university and have university paid for. And my parents, who work very hard, didn't have the money to just put me through university. I mean, and loans are totally fine. Everyone gets them. But I thought, if I can get a scholarship, why wouldn't I do that? I love racing. I love being an athlete. If I work hard enough, why wouldn't I try and go that route?
Yeah.
So I got a scholarship to the US for the 400 hurdles.
No way.
And I knew that if I wanted to be a lawyer, I was going to have to do well in undergrad. So I focused on track, obviously, at school, at university, but also getting good grades, doing well in my academics was really important to me. So I used that as a foundation. I went to a business school. I used that as a foundation because I figured if I can understand the law and I can understand business, then I can be a much better lawyer rather than just understanding the law.
You snuck something in there. Well, a couple things. National track athlete. And then obviously getting a scholarship to the States. So you were like a high performing track person.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like you were like all in, fully committed, like all the training, all the diet stuff, all the sacrifices, all the things, like you were way in.
Yes, I trained every single day, competed every weekend. I was, so dialed. If I knew then what I know now with respect to diet and weightlifting and creatine, oh my God. But I did the best then with what I had. Yeah. And I was completely focused. And I remember seeing, and this was one of the pieces of wisdom that my dad imparted into me, seeing other athletes around 17, 18, when you really start to come into your own, starting taking up kind of partying and checking that out, or relationships, and not that you can't have a relationship and be a successful athlete, but just kind of the way that teenagers go and make mistakes and learn all the things. And I was like, okay, your times are getting slower. You're not winning anymore. And I see the things you're doing in your extracurriculars. So I'm not going to do that because I want to keep winning. I like winning. And I want this scholarship. I want this for my future. It seemed honestly like a very easy decision to make. Yeah.
The amount of sacrifices you have to make to like keep it up here, like it's intense.
It's insane.
When you're in it, what did it feel like? Did it feel like you were missing out on things, or were you just like so focused on winning and achieving this thing that you wanted that nothing else mattered?
You would feel like you're missing out on some things for sure, but what I was doing was so much fun, and I had such a great community with me, and I was getting to travel around the world racing. I was like, okay, I'm missing out on the biggest party of the year, my senior year of high school. Okay, like whatever, they have a party every weekend. And it's the same shit every single time. I was like, I'm racing in the national championships. Like, oh, I just medaled. That to me was so much more exciting, exhilarating, fantastic, fulfilling. That, there are sacrifices, but they didn't feel like sacrifices.
Was it all like the inner push to make you go down this path?
Yes.
It was just all you.
Yeah.
And your parents just like gave you the space to operate and kind of go figure it out and helped you out when you needed to, like get you where you had to be, and it was all you.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so much fun. It was so hard, but I saw so quickly that the work that I put in would result most of the time in the work I get out of it. So if I worked really hard, then usually the results would follow. And I loved that because I had control over that. I mean, to the extent that, you have a good race or a bad race, so you show up on that day, and, other people racing. But it was just within me, and my dad was so supportive. He would be at all my races, at all my games, and he never gave me a reason to think that I couldn't do anything I wanted. He's just always like, the world's yours. If you want to work for it, it's yours. So I was like, cool, I can do literally anything. Awesome. And I was just like, all right, full steam ahead, because why couldn't I?
Fascinating. Then you get a scholarship to the States, which doesn't happen very often. Not a lot of people go down that path because it's hard to do. When you get there, was it the same thing? Just like dialed, fully committed to school, sport. It was just like on repeat, just at a bigger scale?
Yeah, it was challenging in a lot of ways that weren't challenging when I was competing and training here, because now I'm across the continent. by myself, living alone for the first time, which was really lonely and scary. And you're like, oh God, I need to learn how to adult and be responsible very quickly. And it was a different coach who had different coaching and training techniques, some of which I agreed with, some of which I didn't. And then I had, I think, 2 or 3 coaches over that 4 years. For whatever reason, I caught the unlucky time when there was a lot of turnover. So I did, my senior year, I did really well. I won the conference. It was great, but it was really challenging because I felt like I wanted to put more into my racing and my training and my athletics, and the coaches weren't meeting that. And for the first time, I was like, I'm in the US racing, doing well, but I want to do better. I know I can do better. And the coaches are getting paid. This is their job to help these athletes, to get these athletes to the highest level they possibly can. And I feel like they're 70% invested. That was really frustrating for me. And yeah, I probably could have transferred, but I triple majored my undergrad and school was going well. And I was like, well, my degree is really important. I'm on a full ride. Everything's set up. Like by the time I really started to understand that the coaching wasn't what I wanted, and don't get me wrong, like they're great people, but they just, I want more. I was already like halfway through my junior year, so my 3rd year. And at that point it was like, yeah, like just finish it out, get your degree. I'm not gonna be able to triple major at any other university. So yeah.
Triple major. Like the school stuff's mind altering to me because I dropped out of Mount Royal 3 times. So I just like, I don't have that gear. So like to manage both is fascinating to me. When you're done there, when you're done university, what's the next move? Did you have, I'm sure you had an idea of what you had to do and where you want to go, but like professionally and sport wise.
So NCAA rules work that you have 5 years of eligibility, but only 4 of those years can be allocated to one given sport. So most people would redshirt their first year or whatever year if there's an injury and whatnot. So I had my 4 years of track completed. I had 1 year left of NCAA eligibility. And I was like, I love soccer. I play soccer. So I actually got a soccer scholarship down to the University of Tampa and got my MBA. So I was like, why wouldn't I use this last year up? That's so silly. It'd just be like wasted free opportunity.
Yep. So you got your MBA.
So I got my MBA. Yep.
Just cause like, did you know that was part of the steps you needed to take to pursue the law gig?
I knew it wasn't necessary. I could have just started studying for the LSAT and carried on, but I didn't want to waste that year. I love soccer. And I figured, all right, let's get a really good understanding of business, finance, and that'll just make me a better lawyer. Why not? I'm going to be a lawyer forever. What's the rush? Why do I have to go straight into it?
Was everything clear for you? Like, was the path always clear? Like, you know, deciding you want to go to Tampa and you're going to play soccer and get your MBA. Like, was it very straightforward to come up with these ideas and see it through? Or did you ever struggle with like, what am I going to do next? Or what's the right thing? Or were you pretty calculated on how these things lined up?
Yeah, I was pretty calculated.
Yeah.
It came quite clearly. I knew that doing certain things would get me closer to my end game goal. And whether or not if I didn't get a soccer scholarship, I wouldn't have gone to grad school because like, it wouldn't have made sense to just spend the money to get an MBA for the sake of it. I would have just studied for the LSAT and applied to law school. But I was like, there is an opportunity here if I'm willing to figure it out and try and create it. So why wouldn't I try? And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out if the opportunities don't present themselves. But they did. So I was like, cool, run with it.
Did you have a goal around sport? Like whether it was track or soccer, was there anything else besides, and when I say besides NCAA, was there like a next step that you saw that you were potentially going to chase?
Yes, I've always wanted to be a professional athlete. I've always wanted to go to the Olympics. And something that I've struggled with, and I think only recently come to terms with, is I couldn't figure out how to pursue one and not the other. I don't know why I had it in my head that I had to maintain this academic path. And I went from grad school into law school, got my law degree. And it was in my head that I had to do those things. And I played semi-pro soccer while I was in law school in the States and in England. And I really enjoyed that. That was great. But to be a professional athlete and to be in school is really difficult. And I didn't have the resources to properly pursue athletics while still going to school.
Yep.
I didn't have anyone that knew the path and knew what I was trying to do or understood. I was figuring it all out for myself, and I just didn't know what I didn't know.
Looking back on it now, how could you have done it differently? Would you have slowed down the school thing? Like, would you have like not just like jammed it all together back to back to back and kind of gone after it a bit? Like, what would you, if there was a redo, how would you do it?
Time machine?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny you said that. Sorry. It's funny you said that there's nobody around you that could actually kind of guide you, educate you, just show you different. It's interesting you say that because I feel the exact same way about my kind of path. It's just like my own choose your own adventure.
Yes.
And just figuring it out on the fly. Things show up. You're like, that feels right. But there's nobody giving you this blueprint. Be like, just go here, do this thing for 4 years, and then go. But do you think? Anyways, how would you redo it?
So, I wouldn't redo it because I like where I'm at now, but I would have loved to play professional soccer. I would have loved to try to play for the Canadian team.
Yeah.
And I probably would have put off law school.
Yeah.
And gone somewhere to train with some of the best coaches in the States and try out for the teams that feed into the pro leagues, get into the pro league, and then, go from there. And I have no doubt that I could have done it because I have the talent and I have the work ethic.
Yep.
But you need to put in the time and you need to kind of chase those opportunities and go to the places where those opportunities are prevalent. And I was trying to get a law degree. So, I mean, it's on me. Like everyone says, oh, I could have been an Olympian. I mean, yeah, maybe, or maybe I couldn't have, maybe I never would have made it.
Yep.
But I think that I could have gone quite far with it
Yep.
had I blocked out all the other things and just focused solely on that.
Why do you think the law thing was just like the priority? Because you've had it since you were 13, or because you knew that it was like the sustainable long-term thing, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, in one part because I wanted to do it for so long. I think in the other part it was not necessarily a guarantee. I mean, law school is hard. People drop out all the time. But getting a law degree is something concrete that I have. Just focusing on being an athlete was such a gamble, and I didn't have the finances to do the training camps, bounce around, do all these things.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I can get a law degree and I know that will be concrete. And once I have it, I have it. And I think there was so much unknown in soccer and I didn't really know where to begin and which direction to go to chase those goals that it was almost too much to figure out. I mean, it's an excuse for sure. I didn't know what to do.
So fascinating. So you get into law school, crush it, do the thing, and was sports still a big piece of your world when you were in law school?
Yeah, definitely. I played soccer in Florida. My coach was amazing. I love him to pieces. He was is such a wonderful human. He was a fantastic coach. I absolutely adore him.
What was it about him? Like when you say, because you've talked about coaches a few times now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know good, bad, or what works for you, what doesn't. What was he like? What did he bring to the table that really kind of connected with you?
He got it. He saw what was in me and he met me where I was. Because I would go train with him at 7 a.m. before law school, 2 or 3 times a week. And he would be there every single day. He'd train with me for an hour and a half and then I'd go to classes. And he, as much as I gave, he would meet me with. And it was what I had been searching for since I started post-secondary education. And I was like, this is awesome. And he was so patient with the fundamental, with everything, just so patient. He had such a good mindset. And I mean, you see these soccer coaches that are like screaming at their athletes and do all this craziness, right? Drama. And he was so calm, cool, and collected, but he loved the sport. And his love for the sport came through that it made everyone else love it even more than they already did. So he was such a good influence. Such a good influence and an inspiration.
Rare.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, especially when you have experiences like leading up to it that maybe they didn't meet your expectations, but
100%.
when you have it, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to be in Florida anymore, but if I was still in Florida, I would have loved to keep playing for him, just to keep playing for him.
Yep.
Yeah. And he was a pro athlete. I mean, he played professional soccer over in Europe. He was great since he was like 14. So he was amazing.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So what happens after that? Where are you at?
Law school. I got my master's of law in England while doing that. Played for Norwich. It was really cold and windy and wet.
So law school and semi-pro?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard?
Yeah. So my law school had this program where law school is 3 years. Your first and second year are mandatory courses. Your third year is electives, whatever you want to kind of focus on. And you could go do your second year abroad, get your master's of law, and it would count as your electives. And then you come back and do your second year courses your third year. So I was like, oh, genius. Why wouldn't I do that? I can get another degree, same amount of time. Hell yeah. And I've never lived in Europe. That sounds cool. So I spent my second year in England, and it was a great experience. I mean, I think that it's really healthy to live somewhere away from your comfort zone.
Yeah.
But it was also really lonely. I mean, I was so far away from my family, had to once again make new friends. I lived in basically a closet because, student life. And I had like this just shitty 1-speed bike that I would just bike all around town because that's how I'm getting around. And it was awesome. But when you talk about sacrifice, that's when I really started to notice and feel sacrifice, because I'm missing birthdays, I'm missing family events, I'm missing just spending time with my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was great and I met great people, but I was only there for a year, and it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot.
Especially when you're like, you've been doing it for a while, like bouncing around for a while, and just, I'm guessing there's a point where you're just like, okay, I'm
Tired.
Yeah.
100%.
The comforts of home could be, they start calling.
Oh, absolutely. I graduated law school and moved back to Calgary. I was gone for a decade. I had a good time, but yeah, I moved back and was like, I need to chill for a hot minute.
And that was like a conscious decision? Like, you knew by the time you were done with it that you were like, something was out of alignment?
Yes. There were many things out of alignment. Yeah, life took a lot of turns that were really challenging. And I knew that I need to go home and ground myself and be surrounded with a healthy support system. Yeah.
And it's nice to have that. It's nice to have that option where you know where you could go, which I think is not everybody has like that, right?
Totally.
They might look for that fallback spot or whatever, but it's rare.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get back to Calgary, got all the degrees.
Yeah.
Got all the things, all the pieces of paper. Was sports still a part of your life when you got back here? And did you have a plan when you got back here? Or was it just like reconnect, get dialed, and just like simmer down?
So this is when life got a little more chaotic. I had less of a plan. I was like, cool, I have my degrees, I've done the things, now what?
How old were you when you came back and you had all the things?
28.
Okay.
Yeah, 28. I had less things figured out.
Which is weird, right?
Which is hilarious.
Because like, as I'm hearing this, like, high performer, dialed, has a plan, go get it, work ethic.
Yeah.
You do all that, you get all that, then you end up in the spot.
Yes.
Weird? Or is it normal for like and when I say this, I have no idea. Is it normal for like a wildly high functioning human like you to like do all that? I don't want to use the word burnout, but you get to a point where it's just like.
Oh, I was burnt out. I didn't know I was burnt out, but I was burnt out for sure. I had a series of exams I had to take to get my equivalency to be able to practice law in Canada. So that was a total pain. Didn't know I would have to do that coming back. That was super fun to learn about. So that took a year. So I like worked and I studied for these exams. I took these exams, and then I had to find an articling position, which is a shit show because and I'm just picking random numbers just to give you perspective. There's, let's say, 100 articling positions a year, and there's 500 students applying, right? So it's very hard. And I went to school outside of the country, which makes it even harder to get a position, and that was a fiasco. And I stopped playing anything but soccer. I mean, it was still like competitive soccer in Alberta, but yeah, I stopped really competing, and I was like, well, I'm like done. I did that, so now I need to go get a job and, you know, be a grown up, I guess. Sure. Whatever it is that people do.
But that's a real thought though, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think that it's like that outside pressure, right? And if you,
Dear God, yes.
if your peers, if you see all your peers doing whatever they're doing, white fences, marriage, cars, kids, all these supposed checkpoints in your life. For me, at least, when you watch that happen, you're like, I'm like missing the boat here.
Yeah. I mean, a little bit for sure. I came back and was like, shit, I did all these things, had a really like great life. Don't get me wrong. It was not easy, but you know, it's an experience and a lot of it was really fantastic.
Yep.
And now I need to do the grown up things and get a job and house and all this, you know, societal stuff that tells me I need to do. Yeah.
Did it weigh on you, or were you kind of willing to go like look at it and like try and go there?
It weighed on me. Yeah, definitely a bit. I was so dysregulated in such a chaotic state, and I didn't know I was so dysregulated in such a chaotic state that I was, I think, just trying not to drown. I knew I had to take these exams, so I just focused on that. Like I've always had a next thing to work towards, and I still had that. So that provided some direction. It just, life did what life does. And years of really difficult situations, really stressful situations, life throwing challenges at you, trauma that I had not dealt with, decided to rear its head. And I firmly believe that everything catches up with you at some point. It caught up with me. And around 30, so I had finished my exams. I was starting my articling. I was like, oh, okay, how I've been dealing with life has helped me achieve a lot of success, but it is no longer sustainable. I need to feel my emotions, which is a total pain in the ass. Like, if you have things to do, having emotions is a nuisance, right? It just, they're in the way. Like, I don't have time for this. I have things to do. But yeah, so that was where life took a really big shift. Because I no longer could keep approaching things with adrenaline and suppression.
Was that you figuring it out?
Yes, I hit a brick wall. Like, brick wall hit me out of, not necessarily nowhere. There was a catalyst, as there usually is. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, I'm so distraught. I am like beyond consolable. This is new. It was like the dam broke open. And I realized, okay, I need to go to therapy. I need to work through things. I need to face my demons, for lack of a better saying.
Did the mountains play into this? Like did you remember the mountains? Like when you hit the brick wall, did you remember that that is a place for you?
I would spend a lot of time out there. I feel like I lived with so much noise. Some noise is good, some noise is bad. I just lived with so much noise for so long that I spent almost 2 years trying to just quiet that noise and work through my own things without this, that, and everything coming at me from 100 different directions. So yeah, I spent a lot of time in the mountains.
It's a good spot to be.
Right?
You know, as you're telling the story, you know, before we get to this point, I'm like everything you touch is like wound up to the top. You know, you're achieving a bunch of high level things. Do you think the word balance is something I've been toying with a lot recently? Could you have done all that with balance, or did you have to operate in imbalance to actually get there? And unfortunately, the imbalance then gets you to the point where you get back here and hit a wall, and it's like you got to kind of reset.
So, no, balance does not exist. When you're trying to achieve anything at a high level, you can't have balance. You need to push yourself beyond what the status quo is.
Yep.
If you want to be successful in any facet, balance does not exist. And I was good with that then. I'm good with that now. I was burnt out, not necessarily from the the school and the sports. I was burnt out from relationships that I hadn't dealt with. It was so many things compounded.
Yep.
So even now being a lawyer and an athlete, I don't have balance, but I figured out a much healthier way to do it all where it's a lot more peaceful. But no, balance does not exist. Not if you want to achieve something great.
I agree. A couple of years kind of trying to figure things out.
Yeah. Yeah, couple, 5.
Still working on it.
It's an ongoing process. Once you develop self-awareness, you're like, oh, the figuring out never really stops.
When you say that, developing self-awareness, how do I love it. How do you articulate that? What's your what does it actually mean to you, and what have you gone through?
Oh boy. Okay.
Because it's a self-awareness is fascinating.
Yes.
Because I do think, as you just said, like where you are right now, lawyer, athlete, but now you understand how to do it. It's the self-awareness that lets you figure that out.
Yes.
So how'd you figure out that self-awareness was a piece that you needed to focus on?
I learned how to start listening to my body, and I stopped lying to myself. I think the lying to myself was tenfold. That was the biggest thing. I stopped telling myself I was okay with things I wasn't okay with. And I stopped telling myself that I could or would do things that were pushing me beyond my capacity at the given time. So once I started doing that and then really listening to how things affected me, and your body doesn't lie. It will tell you. You're going to feel it, whether it's anxiety or whatever, you're going to feel it. So I started really listening to when people and situations would kind of come into my sphere or whatever you want to call it, and how my body would feel. And I'm like, oh, okay, this person coming into my realm, my body's tripping balls, does not like it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have nothing to do with this person. Cool. That was pretty easy. And then it just kind of transpired across everything. So when developing self-awareness, I started to really figure out what feels good, what doesn't, and how to, I guess, say no to things so that I wasn't pushing myself beyond things. But when stuff would come up, I'd actually be honest. When I was starting to feel overrun and burnt out, I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel this, and I'd actually listen to it rather than be like, nah, I'm fine. I got it. I'm fine. I'll catch up on sleep next week. And then, self-awareness is so tricky.
But
it is, especially because I feel like it's really hard to find, but I just, oh my God, it's so frustrating being really, really honest with myself. And last week I came back from World Championships on Monday. And I was so tired. It was a 10-month season. It was a very frustrating season. World Champs was great. But as soon as it ended, it was like, oh my God, the previous 10 months just hit me like a wall. And I was so grumpy and I was so tired. And I felt very left out, even though I wasn't being left out of anything. It just, those were the emotions that were coming up for whatever reason. And I'm sitting there at home on my couch and I'm like, I feel like dirt right now. I'm sad. I'm grumpy. I feel like no one likes me, which is totally irrational. It's so silly. Even though I'm still communicating with my friends regularly, what? But those are the emotions that came up. And the self-awareness piece is, okay, I know these emotions are irrational. I know wherever they're coming from, it's ridiculous. It's fine. I'm just going to let these emotions do whatever they're doing. I'm going to sleep a lot and binge watch Love Island. And rather than lashing out at people or trying to find a cortisol or dopamine hit as a distraction from the emotions that I just had to process because I just did something really stressful and really challenging and I needed to just come down from it. So I think that's that piece.
But
that was word vomit. I'm sorry.
No, but that's I asked you for a reason because this is I thought you might be able to articulate it in an interesting way, which you did. It's fun to be in that kind of spot now where you can actually understand it. Or is it's like a work in progress. You don't have all the answers right now, but you're trying to figure it out.
No, you know what? I actually kind of love it.
Yeah.
Because now when emotion comes up, I'm like, ooh, where's this coming from? And it's like a curiosity kind of comes out. And I'm like, okay, is this coming from something that actually happened, or is this like just random, or is this like from my childhood and I need to go like talk to my therapist about it? I don't know. But there's a bigger curiosity to it now, rather than almost like shaming myself for being upset about something or frustrated or whatever you could have. Yeah.
2 to 5 years of life. What starts to change for you? Like what starts to like pull you out? Is it all like self-reflection and work, or what's the thing that kind of like starts pulling you out of that? Did you have things on the go? It was like articling, then did you get a job? Was like sport there? Or like what were you doing?
Yeah, I spent 2 years like just going through it.
Which is a long time.
It is a long time, but I had a lot of shit to work through. And I didn't have the tools to know how to work through them. Yeah. So I had to go learn those tools and develop those tools, because we're not born with those tools, right? So it actually all kind of came over a weird time, because it came over COVID. So I had a lot of time by myself as well. Which I know, which you normally be like, this is terrible. But honestly, it was kind of good for me, because I was not isolating myself, but isolating myself a bit anyways to kind of hibernate and rejuvenate, I guess. And then what really shifted is when COVID ended, I guess. I felt stagnant. I felt stifled. I felt like I had, I'm sure like many people feel, lost out on a lot of time to work towards goals. And I felt really motivated again. It's not that I ever lacked motivation, but now I felt motivated to just do more and really take on more. So I started competing again, which was awesome. Work was going well. I started my own PC. I felt almost like a new introduction to the world. And I was like, all right, well, the world is back, so I'm going to do whatever I want.
Go get it.
Yeah.
You snuck this in competing.
Yeah.
Competing what? When did this start and what were you doing?
So 2 years ago, I want to say 2.5 years ago, I felt like COVID had made me soft. I couldn't really train, couldn't really compete. I did the best I could, but I felt like my competitive edge had become flimsy. I felt like my drive to just do all the things that I want to do just felt weak, I guess. So I was like, okay, I need to do something hard. That's the best way to sharpen a sword, right? I'm going to go do something really hard. So I signed up for a Hyrox race, having absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into.
Which is what?
Really hard. It's a strength endurance race. It's 8 1-kilometer intervals in between every kilometer. There's a station. The station's order is always the same, but every station is different. So it's a very standardized race. Okay. At the elite level, you're taking about an hour to complete it. It's very challenging. So I signed up for that, hated it, thought I was going to die, questioned all my life choices. And then I was like, okay, so I'm going to keep doing this. And fast forward 2.5 years later, I just came off my 3rd World Championships, which was wild and awesome. And yeah, apparently I'm going to just keep competing in that. And everything else that I feel like competing in, yeah.
Obscure. I've never heard of it.
Totally. It's hilarious. It's so big, but also no one's heard of it.
So how do you find it? How did you find it?
Instagram.
Obviously.
The way anyone learns anything anymore. Instagram. I saw it on that and I was like, oh, that doesn't look that bad. I can do that. I was a runner. Okay, I was not an endurance runner. I was not a distance runner. I learned very quickly that being a sprinter and a distance runner are fundamentally different. But I mean, I think like 600,000 people raced this past year around the world. Yeah. It's
all time based, or like how do you make teams? Like what separates you from average Joe to like world champion level? Like what's the thing?
Yeah, so there's a lot of controversy on qualifications for certain things.
Obviously.
Yes, as there is with anything. So you can race at one of the many races around the world. And if you, depending on how many world slots they have. If you place like first, second, whatever,
Yep.
then you'll get an invite to World Championships for your age group.
Yep.
So I think it's the top 0.6% will make their age group, or in their age, will compete in World Championships
Yep.
in the age group category. And then there's the elite category. So there's individual elite 15, doubles elite 15, and then the relay invitational. So the elite 15 is the top 15 fastest qualified racers in the world. And there'll be a handful of races that you need to time-wise race to get into.
Yep.
And then it'll be the top 3 placements in that specific race that
Yep.
get you an invite to the elite 15 qualification.
Is that you?
Yeah, I raced elite 15 doubles, and I raced in the elite invitational for the relay. Yeah.
Did this sport just kind of give you all the things that you were looking for that you had in the past? Did it give you like something to chase, pressure yourself, you were seeing results so you could keep going? Like, did it give you everything that you were looking for?
It gave me everything I was looking for, and then it gave me many things I wasn't looking for that have caused me to either shy away. It could have caused me to either shy away from it
Yep.
because it's really hard, and I've had to shift my discipline and learn to get good at doing things that I had never really done in the past.
Yep.
So it taught me to work through a lot of things that I didn't know I should work through to be a healthier, better version of myself. Yeah.
Which is interesting because you got to be able to accept that. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you have to
Great. So fun.
do. Because you like, it's like, I don't want to say relearning, but it's actually like opening your mind up a little bit. And
Totally.
tricky?
Yeah. It was tricky. I had to learn how to understand and enjoy the process rather than focusing on the outcome.
So shitty to say that.
Oh, I know, it sucks.
Because it's like,
You're like, come on.
it's so cliche.
It is so cliche, but I hate it because it's so true. Yeah.
So what is that, when you take that nonsense, how do you then apply it into the real world? What's your move around that sport specifically? Knowing that, what do you do differently?
I don't attribute my value as a human to whether or not I win a race, which it seems like such a silly thing to say because you're like, yeah, no shit. Who you are as a human being has nothing to do with the race results. But when you're an athlete, oh my God, it's very, very difficult not to get caught up in the results and your placement and your progress. And when you don't do as well as you either think you should be or as you want to be or as whatever, you're just not doing as well, it really fucks with your head because you're like, am I not good enough? Am I not worthy? Do I need to work harder? It brings up so many questions. And sometimes life is just what it is. Like sometimes you just have a shitty race. Sometimes you have a shitty year. It happens, but who you are, your soul, whatever, has absolutely nothing to do with the outcome of a race. So you really have to separate those two. And that is a process.
Constant, right?
Yeah.
Like just a daily ritual, whatever that it's like.
Yeah. Well, because you always want more, right?
Yeah.
You always want more. You always want to be better. You always want to improve and chase your potential. And I mean, to an extent, I think our potential is pretty limitless if we're willing to figure out how to do the right things.
Yeah.
That's best for our, I guess, progression. So you're like, come on, I'm working for it. And sometimes you just got to let the chips fall where they fall.
Which is hard though, right?
Yes.
As
It's awful.
As a high performing, like goals, aspirations, putting a bunch of work to say that and just be like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Exactly. Because you've learned at a young age, likely, that the harder you work, the better the outcome. So when you get to a certain level where everyone's working so hard that the outcome, you can't predict it. All you can do is show up as the best you can that day, and you just give it your best and hope that the results reflect it because you can't control it. Everyone is putting in that work at the top level.
Yeah, the hard work variable is like, it's just common denominator now.
Yes.
What is it? What do you think, if everyone's operating at that level, that's like baseline now. What is it? What is it? What's the thing, or is it multiple things that separates you to actually get you on the podium?
Sometimes it's just who has the better day. Like you could take the same 20 athletes, line them up on one Saturday, race results are what they are, line them up the next Saturday, pretend they're fresh, they've never raced, or they didn't race the previous week, line them up the next Saturday, and the race results could be very different. Sometimes it's just what that day shows up like. A lot of the time, that's what it is, but usually it comes down to who's willing to hurt the most. Just lean into that discomfort and honestly kind of let go of the outcome and just find that flow state and just be in it. Usually when you perform the best, it's because you're in a flow state. You're not trying to force it so much because then you're in a survival mode, right? And your body's like, don't die. Even though you're not going to die, but your brain is like, don't die. So it kind of like tenses up and almost releases too much cortisol that causes you to not be able to run as fast or breathe as well or move as heavy a weight, if that makes sense.
Completely. But there's no like prescription to get there. We can't you can't just dial in flow state and know that when you show up on race day, they just,
oh my God, could you imagine?
Be awesome.
Oh my God. And
just like plug into the thing and just like get zeroed in and go do it.
That I think if someone could figure that out.
You're smarter than me, so it's on you.
That would be the game changer that every elite athlete would be looking for. If there was something that you could do to just dial in that flow state every single time on a consistent basis.
Yeah, because as soon as you said about like running, right? If you're tense and like, you're wasting all this energy versus just like.
Totally. But it's like you have to care just the right amount. You have to care so much that you give it everything you have, but you have to also not care that you don't freak out.
Do you have a coach in this?
Yeah, I do.
This is going to be random.
Okay.
Is there a sports psych part of it?
We'll have coaches meetings where we'll discuss going into a competition, strategy, stuff like that. How do you feel? But no. It's
not like a national program where there's and the reason I'm asking you, a couple of podcast guests ago, I had this lady on, Dr. Karen McNeil, 25-year sports psych, works with the Canadian Alpine Olympic team.
Cool.
Just like a bunch of NHL, like super cool lady. Anyways, I've been talking to her more, so it's just like very top of mind.
Totally.
And just didn't know if there was like in that Canadian level, like that upper echelon, if they actually give you resources like that, or if it's kind of coach, you figure it out and make it work.
I think if you have a good coach, you'll get those conversations that will be helpful. But having studied for years psychology, and I mean, when I was going through all the things I was going through, I was like, I'm gonna read every psychology book on the planet. And of course,
and you did,
and I did. I was like, I will understand. Watch me intellectualize, and I learned that you can't intellectualize your emotions. I mean, you can't, but like, you can't intellectualize just feeling. I digress. So with respect to actual sports psychology, no, these coaches, at least to my knowledge, are not sports psychologists. And I think that's a different avenue that my guess is people will start to take advantage of. I mean, most of them come from some type of high caliber athletics anyways. So they've probably had an introduction to it, if not already dealt with that. But I think it's probably coming given how big the sport keeps growing.
Which is so funny. Like you say that and I'm just like.
And you have no idea what it is. Totally. Welcome to Hyrox.
You said something earlier about the law piece, like your background. You started a what? A PC?
Yeah.
What's that?
A professional corporation.
Okay.
So I work as in-house counsel for a oil and gas adjacent company.
Okay.
They manufacture magnetic filtration systems for predominantly the oil and gas industry. And then I started my own PC so I can run my own files as I want to through that.
Right.
Kind of take on my own clients. And then last December, I started working with a boutique firm here in Calgary that does, they're boutique, but they're full service. So we do everything except for family law. And they're amazing. They're absolutely fantastic. So
doing both now? Like, do you have it? Do you have balance? Do you have an understanding of how to operate in both these worlds at the same time?
Yes.
Or is it a work in progress?
Everything is a work in progress. Blah. No, I mean, it is because you just keep learning stuff about yourself and life, and then you apply it. I have balance now in the sense that I know when I need to pull back. I know when I need to say no to something.
Yep.
I know, I mean, I live and die by my calendar, but like I now know when I start to feel dysregulated and like irrationally emotional. I'm like, okay, I need to chill. I need more quiet. I need to say no to social engagements. And I found that I've really had to get comfortable in silence, which has been really, really beneficial. So like when I wake up in the morning, when I come home, the first thing I used to do was turn on the TV just to have that background noise, because it like kind of fills the void, right? Like, especially if you don't want to deal with your own shit, you're like, noise, perfect distraction. But now I don't do that. Like minus the last week when I was, I slept like 10 hours a night for 5 days. Wild, right? Yeah, that's how tired I was. Minus my Love Island binge. I generally don't watch a lot of TV anymore because I'm just enjoying the silence, and it helps me figure out how I feel about things, whatever I'm working through, what I'm going through. It actually gives me an opportunity to think, and it helps to keep things from building up and becoming overwhelming.
It's a good spot.
Yeah. Well, how long did it take me to get here?
I know, but it's like, but I think what's interesting is that like the getting here piece just happens at different times for everybody.
Totally.
And that's the kind of interesting thing. Like when I get in and out of these conversations, I can like, there's some very interesting ones because some people have these experiences early and some people like figure it out later. But I think eventually, to your point, it all shows up. For all of us at some point, it's all coming out.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, totally.
It's whether or not you actually want to look in the mirror and say, okay, what role am I playing in my own suffering? Yeah, it's whether or not you're choosing to be brave like that, if you're going to just keep ignoring it.
Do you enjoy where you are right now?
Yeah, life is awesome.
Like you're having fun with what you're doing, where you're at, and
yes,
all the things?
It's been a road for sure, especially starting racing again. I had a lot of success really quickly out the gate, and then I felt like my progress didn't move the way that I expected it to or wanted it to, and that was a really big struggle psychologically. I developed like an imposter syndrome, which I've never had before. I kind of started struggling with self-worth, not like as a person, but I was like as an athlete, which was really weird because I've always done very well as an athlete. I mean, I've worked my ass off for it, but I've done well. And that was really hard. But had I not gone through that and had those challenges, I wouldn't be where I am now with the mindset I have now and the approach I have now, which I'm really stoked about. Yeah.
It takes hard work to get there. And it's not all like unicorns and rainbows and like,
no,
it's like, you got to go through some shit.
Oh my God. I love when people are like, oh, you're so lucky you get to do these things. You're so lucky you've got this far, you blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, luck? What luck? I train by myself 6 days a week. I'm the one doing all my work. I'm the one at 11 p.m. like drafting whatever memo. I'm the one that you don't see it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and anyone who's successful in anything, you don't see the work that they're putting in. Luck is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You might have luck if you walk into the right room at the right time and someone happens to be there, but you have to have done everything to get to that point. And there was no luck getting to that point.
Love it. I love how you said that. I love how it's like it's all the work that nobody sees.
Yeah.
That's the kicker. Because I think right now people see that like where we are at this whatever level, the highlight of it all. But they don't know that, right? Working out by yourself, working late to like send some thing in, like it's not glamorous.
Oh my God,
there's like nothing.
No,
there's nothing good about it. But you're like,
it's like people want what you have, but they don't want to put in the work that you had to get it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a them problem. Work harder, or be happy with where you are. Life is going to be hard no matter what. It can be hard because you're challenging yourself and you're taking on new goals and you're working towards something outside of mediocrity and your status quo. Or it can be hard because you're bored and you're unfulfilled and you live Groundhog's Day over and over again. Yeah. It's going to be hard no matter what. So pick your heart.
I love it. Now that you're in this spot, whatever it is, I'm not going to like put a name on it, but like what starts to happen? Does the world start like moving in a unique way where you start like different opportunities start showing up, different people start showing up? Like what happens when you're in this kind of, sounds like a flow state right now, but like what starts happening?
Things feel, even though you're working just as hard, they feel more effortless. So it doesn't feel like you're forcing things as much. And when we talked about self-awareness earlier, something that I think when you develop good self-awareness and kind of really being in tune with like everything in your life and your energy is you realize when it feels like you're forcing something. And if you have to force it, it's not right for you. It's just not. Like working towards something is one thing, but forcing it is totally different. So right now, I don't feel like I'm having to force things anymore, which is awesome because, oh my God, it was so exhausting. And I had this thought in my head that, okay, if I just work harder, it'll come to fruition. But it just wasn't right. Whatever it was just wasn't right. You can't force something to be right. So now it's like, yeah, it's kind of a flow state, working super hard, but more things are coming up that I wouldn't have guessed because it's like you're almost putting out kind of a different energy into the world.
Oh, like perfect segue.
Yeah.
That I was going to ask you that. I was like, I don't know if she's going to handle this question, but like that piece, that like woo-woo energy, whatever word you want to use, spiritual, whatever the thing is, does it hold weight in your brain? Like, do you?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. I'm like shifting in my seat because I'm so excited.
Which is like, thank you.
Yes. Okay. I'm not a religious person, but I would say I'm a spiritual person. I believe that energy connects everything. It makes up everything. It connects everything. And I don't think that's like a woo-woo thing. I think that's, science. Like energy is energy. Law of thermodynamics. You can't create it or destroy it. It just is what it is. So when you are your most authentic self and you are not compromising yourself or your integrity or what you want or what you're okay with, that authenticity then puts out an energy that's just at a higher whatever vibrational level, whatever you want to call it. And that is going to attract all of the things that match that energetic authenticity and that vibration. So it's going to attract all the things into your life and to you that are going to fit and make sense and you're going to be stoked about because like calls to like or whatever. Oh my God, I just quoted that guitar. Sorry for anyone who doesn't know what that is. It's very smut. But it's true. Like the energy that you put out is what you're going to get back. So if you are in a super low energetic state where like you're lying to yourself, you are not facing your demons, you're not working through it, you're a victim, you're blaming the world for everything else, you're just going to keep attracting shit, right? Like you're playing the role in your own suffering. But when you're like, okay, I'm going to be honest with myself. I'm going to work through my things. I'm going to trust the universe that all that's meant for me is coming towards me. Like I'm going to stop trying to control outcomes and just show up as my best self, put in the work, and whatever happens, happens. All of that awesomeness just comes back to you. And it's like, whoa, if I stop being a control freak, life actually turns out pretty awesome, which was really hard coming from a super type A control freak.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Self-proclaimed.
That's why I was going to ask you, just because, when there's structure and a plan and lots of education and lots of high performance stuff, I was wondering where this fits, like how this energy thing fits into this. And so, yes, that's why I was like trying to see if you were going to go there.
Totally. I had to learn how to not be a control freak. I'm still a control freak in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Like when I go to a restaurant or book a hotel, I'm reading every single review. Like
Still got it.
Yeah, it's still there for sure. And it's very beneficial in my profession and with organization. Like the control freak has its time and place. But when I'm like, I really want this, or I think this should work out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put everything in I can to show up. And if it doesn't come meet me halfway, then it's just not meant for me. Yeah. And that's cool because something better is. And I just don't know what that is yet. So it's very much a let go and surrender vibe.
When did you start thinking about this, or when did you figure it out? Recent?
Yeah, in the last year.
Which is
bananas.
Which is why you're like squirming and happy and like jacked about it, because you're like, no, there's something here.
Yes. Oh my God. if I could have figured out how to embody this 20 years ago, holy shitballs. Like that would have been mind blowing, but I don't know, had I not gone through everything I had, that I would appreciate and understand it the way I do now.
Yeah.
So.
It's perfect timing.
Yeah.
Now that you're here, do you find yourself getting in conversations about it?
Energy? Yes. All the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's so fascinating to me because for years, like if someone's like, oh, what's your sign or whatever, your horoscope or something, people be like, ooh, like floofy woo-woo stuff, whatever. And I mean, there's still some of that, but now it seems less so that, but just energy, because I feel like the two always seem kind of correlated for some reason. People just thought they were synonymous. It seemed to be becoming more and more credible. And people seem to be adopting it a lot more and giving it more thought, which is spectacular to me. I think it's so cool that the world seems to be like, oh, maybe we can take a different look at things.
Yeah.
And like, oh, emotions aren't a bad thing. Oh, energy is real. Like it just, I think it's improving people's curiosity within themselves and with others.
I find it interesting when academics start thinking about it. Because they're just like, what the fuck? Because it's so like, it's so out there. I'm not just talking about you. I've been, like I said, in and out some conversations. These like spectacular humans. And once they figure this out, they're just like, fuck, now what?
Well, that's what's so cool is I'm having conversations with people who are very cerebral, intellectual, like, not, I don't want to say stoic, because when I think stoic, I think Marcus Aurelius, but like they're not hyper emotional people, but they acknowledge that, energy is a thing. It connects at this, at that. And I'm like, holy shit, this is so cool, because it wasn't openly talked about in such an extent. Like I had lunch with my old boss, who is one of the top litigators in the country. I mean, he's been like the top litigator Bennett Jones forever, like 50 years. The dude, he's, oh my God, Grant, he's so smart. He's absolutely incredible, like mind blowing, right? But we were having lunch the other day and somehow this topic got brought up. And I was like, whoa, you think about this and you agree with this? My mind was blown. And I was like, oh, maybe this thought process and this acceptance and this understanding is kind of unlocking that next level of success. And maybe I'm just learning that and they've already always had it figured out.
So fun.
Right?
It's amazing. And kind of like, as you're talking, I feel like, gut intuition plays into all this too, right? When you're trying to manage energy or figure it out or listen to it, I feel like it goes back to gut intuition, which is another gray space, which I love.
Well, if you have not developed your self-awareness and you lie to yourself, your intuition, you're not gonna be able to hear it. You're not gonna be able to feel it. But when you are honest and you really can feel what goes on in your body, your intuition will scream at you. You just have to listen to it.
Yeah.
And you can say it's intuition, you can say it's energy, maybe it's some type of both, but it's huge. I'll trust my intuition now, even if it makes no sense. I'm like, oh, this doesn't sit right. All right. This should be a good idea, but deuces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
It's a cool experience for me, just to like know nothing and then to actually know a lot more. And the cool thing about it too is just like, especially the energy piece, because it's I've been operating like that for a while, but not understanding it and always feeling like a weirdo around it.
Do you feel like you understand it now?
Now I'm dangerous.
Oh, I love that.
Because I get it.
Yeah.
Like now I really get it, which is fun. But it happened way later in my life, which perfect timing.
Yeah, it happened when it was supposed to.
I end the show with one question.
Okay.
When I say Calgary, where's your head go?
Oh my God.
P.S. I emailed you this too.
Did you email me this?
Yes.
Ah, shit.
I'm not here to like sewer people.
Oh man. Okay, and like I'm usually pretty good at reading my emails.
Well,
it's been a long week.
That's the only reason I said it, because I know you're very diligent. I was like,
oh no.
Because she's probably like,
everything she said this entire podcast just unraveled.
You don't trust me.
Right? When I think Calgary, I think the playground behind my house where I just grew up, and it's full of trees, and it's just wonderful. And that's when I think Calgary. I think the river. I love chilling by the river. That's such an integral piece to the city for me.
Yeah.
I lived in Dallas for a little while, and I was like, oh, I'm moving to Texas. This is gonna be awesome. I mean, I like the heat. I like a lot of the things about Texas. Tacos are really awesome, but there was so much cement and so little greenery, and I felt within a month so suffocated. And here, I feel like I can breathe.
Yeah, it's better energy here.
Also that.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Likewise.